Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone's okay. We're just coming to the end of the first week of this this lockdown again, and it's been a bit quiet on here from me. What basically happened was I started to do the new project and got everything stripped. Thought I'd got everything ready to go and dropped the frame down to the painters, but obviously then we got into the Christmas lockdown, or Christmas holidays really, so the place was closed for a couple of weeks. So it's now the end of the first week of Jan, back at work, and I popped round to the painters at the end of the week. Frame was hanging up there with primer on, which is good. I'll post a quick picture of what I found. You should see that now. So things are progressing, and he called me yesterday morning to say that first couple of coats of paint are on. He got one more coat to put on, and then he wanted to leave it to go off hard for a couple of days with the weather getting a bit better. So what I thought I would do is get all of the parts out that I've got prepped and ready to go over the last couple of weeks, and have a quick walk through the stuff that's going to be used, and the decal kit that Jason's done for me, so you can see what we've got ready to go back on it, and how the build's going to look when I finally build it. Frame should be back tomorrow or the day after, so hopefully that I'll start getting onto the build this week. So let's have a quick look through the parts, and I'll walk you through what I'm using to do this build. Okay, so I've laid everything out, and I'll give you a quick walk through. So these wheels are 29er Roval wheels that came on the Levo comp, which is here, and looking nice and dirty. I've been out a few times, but as you can see, I've put DT Swiss H1700 wheels on that, and I never actually used the Roval wheels. The plan was that I was going to keep everything new, and if I've sold the bike on, I'll put everything new back on it. But this project came up, and I thought it was better to use the parts than have them just sitting there for another year or however long before I change bikes again. So I've got this brand new set of 29er Roval wheels with the Specialized Butcher and Eliminator tyres on. So I've put tubeless valves in them, and put some tubeless sealant in and gone tubeless with them. I've got the brand new SRAM rotors and 11-speed cassette on, so they're all built up and ready to go. Down here I've got the 29er Rockshox Lyriks. I used those for a little bit on the bike before I put the box on, so you can see the fork seals are slightly different. They're low friction ones. They've been put out to 160 mil travel, and they actually work really nice, so they're going to go on the bike. I've already fitted the bottom bearing, put new headset bearings in, so that's all good to go. So over here I've got the other parts that are ready to go then, so we'll have a walk through it. This was the reason that I came by the bike. The previous battery had died, so managed to get hold of a brand new battery. I was hoping to use my dropper off the comp, but the dropper is a different size on the Generation 1 Levo frame. So I've got a new dropper. Came across this company, you can see Tag Metals. Came across them online. Dropper seemed to be quite good, reasonable price. I didn't want to make any real cost on this bike that I didn't need to have, so I've got the dropper from them. So that's all brand new and ready to go. I've got this solid fabric seat, quite like them, quite comfy, so it's in the right sort of colours and stuff, so that'll go on. The shock, because it had been around since 2000, late 16, early 17 when the bike was bought, never been touched, so that went up to Dirtworks and has been serviced, and he said it was in pretty good nick. Obviously just the oil was a bit of a state because of the amount of time it had been around, so no problem there. Motor, I've given that a good clean. It's probably had a couple of years of never been, or probably 2 or 3 years of never been out of the bike, so it was actually caked in crap, and given that a good clean up. It's not too bad. The bearings were really rough, but I've been looking after it and slowly cleaning up and putting a bit of love and care into that, and they seem to have freed up quite nicely. So although I was going to send it away and have the new bearings put in and have it refurbed, but I'm going to drop it back in the bike and just see how it feels before I spend any more money and do that. But everything else seems reasonably clean and tidy on it. It's still needs a little bit of work around the sort of the connectors, but I'll get the toothbrush out on that later on and give that a good clean. Connectors are okay, but the cover on the battery connector had broken, so I've got another one of those on order, and that's on the way. That's the chainstay guard, because obviously everything been stripped off the frame, so that'll go back on. That came on the comp with the little tool, so I'll put that back on the bike. And then here's the other parts that we've got to go on. So the front chainring was in a bit of a state, so I've put a new Bergtech chainring on there. Brand spanking new Praxis crank arms, pair of ergon grips that I used for a little bit on the other bike, and I'm going to put my Saint flat pedals on. So the other things that are missing are the two motor covers. Both sides have been broken, so again they're on order, and we'll have all the new motor cases will make it look quite fresh. Got the SRAM Eagle EMTB shifter and an X1 rear mech. That was a fairly new chain that I'd cleaned up when I was using the SRAM stuff on the comp, so I know that the gears are all in good nick. Got a brand new gear cable, inner and outer, to go on the bike to freshen that up. And we've got the SRAM guide brakes that would have come on the comp that have never been used. So I've got a SRAM bleeding edge kit and the new olive, so I can reroute the cables through and fit that. So as you can see, the kit's all there, it's all clean, it's all ready to go. So we're just waiting now for the frame to arrive. And I've got a new set of graphics that are going to go on it. The frame is going to be the Nardo grey, almost the same colour as these storage boxes, to be honest with you. It's the colour that they use on the Audis. So I wanted to just put a bit of orange in, so that if I do want to swap any bits out, it actually fits with this bike, and these parts off this bike can drop onto it, or vice versa. So I've had some graphics done from Jason at Evoke Concepts. I think we've sort of done a bit of a throwback to the old Gulf colours. I'll post the pictures now so that you can see what I'm talking about. So there you have it. Bike's ready to go. Just need the frame back, and then we can start getting building, and we'll get it all built up. Hopefully the motor cases won't take too long to come through. I've got a couple of pivot bolts from the rear subframe that were a bit damaged, where someone had probably give a bit too much pressure on the Allen keys and rounded them, so I had to drill them out when I took them off. So again, I need some of those. I've got some swinging arm pivot bearings. They've just arrived, so here we go. So I can press those bearings into the swinging arm pivot point, and we should be able to get the build pretty much done, with the exception of just those few last little bits. I'll try and document it for another video as I build it, and hopefully you'll see it come together. So have a good one, and talk to you in a week.